our plan for the start of the VOD there. And we got, I don't know, somewhat noisy people out the window, but that's fine. Okay, so we are live on YouTube for the YouTube VOD, and people just catching up and getting here to stream. Our plan for the day is we left off on the turbo monitor assets not updating properly when we do a deploy, even though we see the GitHub action work. So there's something wrong about our GitHub action, or there's something wrong about how we're invalidating those assets. So yeah, that's a bit trickier. It shouldn't, like... Yeah, I have thoughts. And then, yeah, while we're maybe, like, noodling on that, we're going to concurrently be noodling on the shader stuff. Because, I don't know, I still think it'd be cool. Just bare minimum, like, maybe it can't work for every shader out there, but could we just, like, somehow auto-edit it to do a shader that works in Ghosty? That'd be cool. Like, for simple enough ones. I want to see what it can do with something kind of vague like that. Because I know we have a process for it, but it's kind of different per shader. Because every shader is written by, like, a person, usually. And they all have their own flavors. Like, things are named slightly differently. So you got to kind of just, like, read the code to figure out which thing is the thing to do it. I wonder if, like, LLMs can actually do that. So yeah, we're gonna test and fiddle with that. And just because they don't now, or if, you know, whatever, they eventually might. So we got to keep revisiting it. I think it would be kind of cool to track a list of things that I want AI to do, like, consistently that it doesn't yet, and throw that into just, like, a test that runs with the latest model once, I don't know, when they come out, I guess. You could probably just watch that list and look for anything new. That could be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. But okay, so that is our plan. And there we go. So, yep, and these are the notes I left yesterday. We don't need those anymore. Ooh, let's make sure I got the right chat showing. Okay, yeah. So we got this thing. It doesn't actually work. But the part that we care about is if we go to this. That's the local host that is not running. This is production. And yes, this is why you use something like Vercel or whatever. Like, deployment's been solved. Like, why am I doing this the caveman way? Because, I don't know. I'm lazy and also putting in more work. I don't know how that actually checks out. Ooh, this Graze.social has a massive lead on me right now. That's interesting. Okay, we should see what's been going wrong. Oh, we've had downtime, if we're looking at it. And it's not reflected in our uptime value. So there's something odd there. What is this uptime calculated on? I think it's probably something really silly. Oh, I think it's something really silly. You'll ever get those like really long eyebrow hairs? All right, so here's the thing, like, why are we not adjusting some kind of scale here? But that's not the problem to solve yet. We could be doing that concurrently. Yeah, let's do that. Set this keyboard down. Okay, so are we really currently on that branch? Okay. So yeah, we had some other stuff we did in a PR. It's been merged. We're at a clean slate. Now, we had switched to conductor, right? Oh, this is the one that we had. No, this is a different one we had. God damn it. God damn it. It keeps pushing to upstream. Yeah, so that's the issue. I think I just have to like remove upstream, and that way it won't know. I should probably have it in an agents.md file, right? That could be an option. God, yeah. All right, I think that's the fix. Or we rename it. Ooh, what could we rename it? What do we think would be fun there? Let's get another album. So, what's the React convention? Do not use this or you will be fired. Something like that. Yeah, y'all remember that? I think that still exists. Hold on. Did someone make a joke about it? This has got to be a joke, right? I want to use the undocumented property React.secret internals do not use or you will be fired, which holds some interesting insights and can be useful in some cases. Like, that's hilarious. Like, just the name of it. I don't know. Can I use it? I don't know. I'm sure there's some reason. Is it safe to use in development? Is it safe to use in production? What? Have you ever read this thread? This is brand new to me. This is crazy. 2021 was a wild year. What's interesting is that someone probably hyped it and it got seen a bunch. Someone did a YouTube video or something. Maybe a Hacker News post. All right, so yeah, I think, Jesus, I just Agents.md is the right place to put that, and it should work, right? Yeah, so I don't think Conductor's listening to that. Yeah, so you just can't use their PR mechanic. That's a little annoying. So when it's creating the PR, what did it take in? Does it show you the props? I think it's the GitHub CLI. I think that's the issue. Oh. Okay. They have a list of acceptable keys. What is this song? Yeah, okay. So here we go. Yeah, I think I might just have to remove the upstream. Let me find config. All right, so these are the settings that they support, and none of this would be anywhere close to what we're looking for. Yeah, so I just got to remove that. Oh, it's remove. This is why it didn't autocomplete. Okay. So then... And hey, what's up, Krasner? Yeah. We should have created a PR. Where would that be? This is in our turbo stream. Now, hold on. Wait, let me double check this. Because we still see just, like, title and body. So it's just GHPR create. Yeah. So I'm going to update it. Yeah. All right. That's good enough update. And we can delete the branch, and I think that'll make it go more away as well. I think they can also just delete the PR on their end as well. So it shouldn't clog too much up. I hope it didn't create or do anything weird. Alright, so at least this is on mine. Well, I wouldn't blame the PR on the AI at this point anymore. It seems to me that GitHub, like the GitHub CLI, will default to put like making a PR on upstream if it's present. I think they do that out of some like you know, user experience, like let you type less. Like you're probably pushing to upstream anyway, right? Like come on. Like they might have some stats. So yeah, I don't think that was a harness issue. I don't think that was anything. It was just the fact that we installed the GitHub CLI when Conductor requested that we do so. So we did. I don't know. I never use it myself, so that's a quirk I was just not aware of. Like I just use Git, but I don't know. I guess making PRs is kind of nice from the command line. Yeah, commits is different. I don't mind it doing Git stuff too much. I still like to check it out. So yeah, no, the problem was we did that with Conductor. Conductor's just this thing. It's using this one's using Claude Code, right? Because it's Opus. What's up, Octo? How you doing? Again, I'm new to this stuff. I'm figuring it out. I spent, I want to say, a good few weeks just juggling stuff in terminal tabs. I find that to actually be kind of okay. You know, doesn't take you long just to like check 4 of them at a time, maybe. I think that's the max we got to concurrently. Like, I could see myself having like 10 threads going or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. I do think threads is a good name. I could see myself having 10 threads going on things, and maybe they're like work tree separated or whatever. Would they all be concurrently going 10 at a time? Probably not. I think the most I could like juggle, like, you know, actually spinning of those plates is probably like 3 or 4 so far. Like, I could keep at least 3 or 4 kind of like churning, I bet. You know? Even if it is like 10 separate things I'm like thinking about and trying to do, maybe. Is that the difference between parallelism and concurrency? Ooh, shit. Did we just come up with a really good analogy? Damn. Did we just come up with a really good analogy? I'm not sure. No, 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 no. I'm just feeling things out. I'm good on that. I'm not looking for any like really like zoomery advice. I'm just gonna try the stuff as I see it. I appreciate it though. I still value the learning experience myself. That's why I'm still gonna go back and probably like caveman code the some more stuff on Masijo, you know. You want to know one thing I think could be really interesting? Dude, just the amount of like email templating systems you could just kill, right? Like, here's all my data. The most important thing is this. Lay it out. Like in like a fully responsive, you know, like you wouldn't have to say it. Like that would just be like a tool someone builds instead. Someone can destroy every single fucking email templater out there if they're not building that themselves right now. At the end of the day, it's just an OpenAI wrapper. Secret sauce would be your prompting. No, that's some really bad secret sauce. All right. Anyway, so yeah, this isn't even like really being honored by any of the tools we're using. Have you guys found that? Like, to me, agents.md seems really hit or miss. Um, no, what I'm saying is like I just don't think they even like really honor what you put in it that much. Like I think at best it's a way for it to like discover more docs to read, but it doesn't follow it as instructions. Like at least most of the tools I've been using. I think open code it's pretty like loose on whether it'll do it. Right? Like this it did not create or modify a bead to do any of this stuff, which is interesting. No, I'm just commenting on it. That's all. But yeah, so I would say agents.md hit or miss. What tools are you guys using that you feel like they get used and actually followed? Maybe Cursor? I don't use Claude Code enough. I think Open Code is pretty good about it most of the time. I think it depends. That makes sense. Yeah, you just the fact that you even have to explicitly call it out is interesting though. What if Yeah, no, I get it, I get it. But honestly, like it'd be just a trivial Claude Code plugin. And I believe OpenCode is Claude Code plugin compatible. Is Codex Claude Code plugin compatible? I guess like hooks is maybe like the better way to phrase it. Which I think you bundle as a plugin, right? Theoretically, you could do that with I think Cursor has their own plugin system too, right? I was just talking about it at work. I believe they. I'm just trying to remember. Like, I remember why it's not a great fit for what we got right now. But hooks. No, this is just for like automation scripts. This isn't a way to like modify inputs. Yeah, so that's not like at least not with cursor. I guess rules would be actually where you would do it with cursor, right? All right, so then all right, so Claude Code plugin. Yes, Codex is pretty light. I would guess they don't support plugins of any kind. Not yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, so plugin is maybe not what we're talking about. It's more for just like skills. It is for hooks, but hooks are for spawning scripts. Yeah, like none of these will let you hook into. Hmm. You might be able to do it with the skill, but skills have to be like explicitly called. Okay, so it'd have to be like a really short skill, right? Like maybe like JFC or RTFM. So I'm experiencing at least a couple tools that do not uh, honor the agents.md file very well. And theoretically, if you were to prompt it to say, like, make sure you use the agents.md file, right? Like, you could do that. Like, is there other stuff that you would always want to prompt for some of these, like, CLI tools? And you could do that as a skill, I guess. And now we're thinking the problem to solve is, like, well, what do you call, like, what would be the skill? You know? JFC? GD? No, I have not tried the Cloud MD yet. I don't like the idea that we have to do anything like that. I don't want to juggle one or the other. I want to have it support anything that would support it. So instead, if I just told it, hey, use the agent's MD. Boom. But then would those plugins be like cross compatible? No, they're all like unique for each thing anyway, right? So then it kind of defeats the purpose. If there was a standard for plugins, that would be pretty cool. But I'm not using Claude Code specifically. That's the thing. We're using Claude Code right now. We're switching to Codex for other things. I'm using Open Code in the terminal still for other things. Like, yeah, no. I'm not going to stick with just one. Kind of. MCP is like a separate thing, right? What I'm talking about is like the hook system that they have. And also if they exposed like other hooks. So if you wanted to like write a plugin that just like accepted an event when you type a message to Claude or whatever, right? That would be really cool. Like modify the message on the fly, like injecting stuff. That'd be nifty. I don't know. There's just like all sorts of interesting use cases you could have if you had more uh, like plug and playable event hooks on the process of these CLI tools and harnesses, etc. If you could come up with like a harness standard of like events to hook into, that would be really cool. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering. So then is it going to come down to like writing some kind of like middleware that compiles and manages all of them for you kind of thing? Like fuck it, whatever. I think you could start coming up with some kind of like there weren't enough standards, so we built a standard and now there's, you know, Someone else has come along and like, well, the standards just aren't there. No, I don't know. I think it could be doable for certain things, but you'd have to really like explain your support. If you did it really well, you could even do some kind of you could basically have the same process that JavaScript goes through. Right? Right? Like the stages, stage 1, 2, 3, etc. And it's based purely upon like adoption almost. Not purely, like a couple of the stages are. Like how many like vendors are supporting this feature? And it's not a full-on standard until you've reached like stage 4 or whatever. You could do something similar with like a tool, like a harness standard. That would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Just spacing out, just thinking out loud. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think there's much we could do there other than just like copy and pasting. Nah, people have shown that one. I get it. Okay, we merged that because we are enforcing pull requests. Now we're going to make a new one because I think we should still have this branch. And no, we're doing this to hours. Like, stop. All right, here we go. So this is the one, right? This is the one that we accidentally did to someone else's repo. Let's double check it, right? It adds a bunch of other metrics and improves stuff, for sure. The problem is... Yeah, it's ugly. This is all purely vibe coded. Like, it's just kind of who cares kind of code. I definitely don't think I would have done a lot of this the way they've done it. I'm sure it's fine though. But we have to do this now simply because we are enforcing branch protection. But I would say it's good. Fuck it. We're gonna merge it. It's... Yeah, I get it. I understand. It's for a thing that's very simple. Like, we don't really care. It's already currently kind of broken anyway. Not that. This. So it's not even taking our latest updates, which is interesting. So I do want to double check. Yeah. All right. So we'll double check with another push here eventually too. So yeah, now we can delete branch. That one's separate. We leave that. Okay. So deploying the monitor, it does have a binary to build, so that's fine. And we copy and paste those all at the same time. So it's not like those could be getting out of sync. All right, so front end dist seems fine. Right? So then we upload the artifact and use it in a later build. And yeah, this is just the Rust taking its sweet time. All right, so let's go back out. Man, what's up, Kofa? How you doing? What you up to? Oh, and Aline, sorry. You've been saying a bunch of stuff there. My bad, man. And Starship. Yeah, my bad. I didn't have the YouTube chat popped out, so I was seeing yesterday's and it was stale. My bad. Okay, so let me catch up. Theo released a video about what recently? Sorry there, Starship. I'm just now seeing it. When it commits code, it takes away all your safety nets. BNC something. Claude Code has the new plan mode that gets vastly superior results by chatting with the bot to develop a plan of action. Starship, yeah, that's been in open code for a while. I didn't realize that was brand new in Claude. I figured they probably should have had that for ages. And yeah, Aline, yep, the thing about plan mode is like you don't need to be an expert. Kind of. You do need to know enough to know when it's bullshitting you. Ah, see. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so how's this part going? Does seem like it is verifying the deployment. Oh, is that what that was? Yeah, why did I? Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. It seems to me like it's checking that it's running fine. There it is. Oh. And yeah, this is the first time we've needed to sudo. That's right. So interestingly, this is a success. We found it. Well, we found it. All right, so this is on the monitor. Okay, so I need to SSH into it. I do need to do this while I do something. Give me a second. And yeah, we had that going. We just our Mac Mini has been having some stability issues, which I'm not happy about. I do almost kind of feel like it might be open code related, but I don't want to say that's true until it's like I've verified it completely. Or at least like narrowed down enough other things it possibly could have been. Oh, did I type that wrong? Okay, no, we got there. Okay. I don't know how long their warranty is. I don't know if I got AppleCare for it or not. I don't even know where to check that. I'm sure I could find out. I feel like since I was spending so much, I probably would have gotten AppleCare. But I don't know. Like, I definitely would get AppleCare for maybe even a phone, but definitely like a laptop, like brand new. I'll probably get AppleCare for like a brand new laptop I get eventually. I think that makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe I could definitely see myself being like, it's a Mac Mini. It's just going to sit there. What could go wrong? All right. Anyway, we got it. It will have been a year old. Like, we had it all year last year, right? So it's probably like just a little over a year old. Like a year and 3 months. I think we got it November or December last year. Not like last year. Like, not last year, but last year. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so close to the end of the year. You know what I mean, though? Like, over a year. But barely. Aline says they have a couple from like 5 years ago, the M2 or something. Nice. Yep. No, I had a Mac Mini up until like a year ago, but it was the 2015. So I got 10 years out of that thing. Like, yeah, I'm into it. That's awesome. I'm proud of it. All right, so here we are on the machine, And what we need to do is we need to do our sudoer shenanigans, but is it different? Let's look at our deploy script. So it's going to be in here somewhere. We should get more music going. So wait, hold on. Okay, so we can delete it. So we do a copy to this folder. It tries to then move it. Does this fail too? No, this one works. It doesn't really say what user this is trying to do this as. But yeah, so maybe move front end dist. That's it. No, that's totally it. So there's another RM that we're doing. I think well, at least we did it for this at one point. Right? We had to give it permission to like sudo that. So yeah, how do we do it? It's vi sudo or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, is that it? No. I know I did it over here too. Right, we do stuff like that. And yeah, if we look, yeah, we don't see that. So yeah, where'd we put it in there just to like keep it? So user privilege specification. This one's actually way more bare bones, isn't it? Yeah, this one's really bare bones. All right, so then this is allows deploy to run all sudo commands. We should probably scope that better. But I think I'm okay with it for now. All right, so then theoretically, I wish I could run just one. Damn it. No, I just want to rerun this one. Whatever. All right, so it'll take a little longer. I haven't been to Twitch for a while. Seems every software dev is vibe coding. I mean, everyone has to try it. I think that's important. MC, I'm like a month into like really giving it the old gung ho. We're about to switch back to other stuff. I'm trying to use it for very like finite things. Still not sold on the idea of it for like a larger project. I was even saying this earlier today in a meeting. Basically, like, and I've said it here on stream too. I really like the idea of projects that have like very clear inputs and outputs and boundaries, because then that allows like whatever happens inside of there to be kind of like something you don't need to care about anymore. Right? That only works to a certain scope, of course, but for small scopes, like, yeah, why not? Fuck it. All you care about is the inputs and the outputs. So I think there's a lot of value to something like that. To test what? You mean just like vibe coding in general? Oh, I got a million ideas. It's not an OLED, but it's an LCD. Oh, yeah, I have an endless supply of ideas. I think every person does. I'm not going to let you just like linger on it and copy it. Like, sure, you'll be able to see stuff, right? But just in general, I have a Trello board full of ideas that I've just come up with here on stream, you know? Like, just stuff. 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 Are all of them good? No, but they're in there. And then later I can decide, well, when I want to work on something, if I can't think of anything off the top of my head, I got that list. You absolutely have to write it down, for sure. Every single idea of something you want to do that you, even if you don't think you could do it, the key to that process is separating brainstorming from critical thinking. Brainstorming should be like a sky's the limit exercise. There's no like critical thought whatsoever during the brainstorming phase. You can come back to it and disregard things, but no, you just let yourself have ideas. And then later you whittle them down to the ones that you can do right now. All right, so I think that was our issue. I believe it does say it succeeded. Oh, that was fast. So that no, that's the other one, right? No, no, we do have the new one that we just reran. Went pretty quick this time, caching wise, probably. All right, so we want dash F. Yeah, so the entire problem is that the dash RM, or sorry, the RM dash RF is failing there. What's the way to edit commands? Hold on. I'm really not a Linux admin. I feel like there's another way. Damn it. I know I've done this. I think we did it for this one. The sudoers D file. Where does the sudoers D file? Etsy? Yeah. That's it. So it needs to be able to RMRF in there. Okay. Um. Yeah, it's weird that I can't use pseudo. Yeah, exactly, Ireal. It's a path I control, though. So yeah, I think it's fine. What was the path it was trying to do? Did we see? That's front end slash dist. Okay, so theoretically that should work now. We do have to like rerun, but it does run faster because assets are cached. I don't think there's a problem leaking this. Sorry, I had to respond to a thing real quick. All right. Nope. There we go. So, how's this thing doing? And now let's double check on this thing. Oh yeah. We gotta just finish this part first. Like, it's barely worth iterating on until we figure this part out. Yep. All right. So still old assets there. Interesting. All right. So how'd it do? There we go. All right. So we got that step to complete, and I now expect this to be like fully good to go. Honestly, like the server's probably fine. We could even probably just refresh and it's done. Voila. All right. So at least now we know it's there because it's got this. It does reset every time we deploy, which I find interesting. We should almost figure out a way to only do that if we change the database in some way. Okay, so yeah, latency crept back in. And we're not sure what uptime points to, and no data there is kind of ugly. And yeah, I do think skills are probably like the one correct way to do like the shared, like, hey, follow the agent's MD no matter what you're doing. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. How do you create a skill? Okay, so skills do get invoked automatically. Oh, that's cool. So the only thing of a like only part of a skill that gets kept in like running context is this. That makes sense. Okay. And that's why it's so much more performant uh for like tokens than MCP. Got it. Now, in general, are skills just markdown files though? Or that can they ever like do more? I guess plugins are the things that can do like more. Right? skills can actually call scripts. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, here it is. I got it. Yeah, and then we just saw down here, like, hooks. Got it. Okay, so skills can have hooks. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Got it. Okay. So maybe that is something that GitKraken should kind of focus on. Yeah, that could be really interesting. So theoretically, do skills allow config by the user in any way? That part probably not, huh? Oh, they do. But there's no, like, global config then. The thought I was having is, I work at GitKraken. What if we had a GitKraken skill? And I'm not sure how we would get the value for what we're doing here yet, but if we had this GitKraken skill, it would basically be like manual conflict resolution or something, right? Like, we'll come up with a better name. But the skill is simply like, hey, like in our description, when you as the LLM are, or when the LLM is not confident enough in resolving this merge conflict itself, call out to blah, 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 and we load the skill. Or like, somehow we can do that. Like, I don't know. But the idea would be like, it would load the three-way merge conflict tool in GitKraken Desktop or whatever, or maybe in GitLens or something. That could be interesting. Yeah, exactly. I'm just wondering, like, where does that confidence score? Like, how does the user define that? Right? Where would that be defined? So, like, it would instead be like the name would be like, my skill would be like GK dash merge or something, right? No, what I'm getting at, I think you're still misunderstanding. Like, let's actually just think about what would be in this file. Right? So here in our skill, we've got the name, right? Which would be like GK merge or something. Description would be the thing that actually matters most to the model, right? Of whether it picks this thing. So this would be like, GitKraken Desktop and GitLens offer, or maybe just GitKraken Desktop. GitKraken Desktop offers offers the most advanced manual merge conflict resolution tool on the market. Blah blah blah. Like, you just say some bullshit so it knows to reference you, right? We could always fine tune what that is. Sure. Well, then the idea is in the description. You would then say, like, yeah, when you're doing a merge conflict or you're like about to do a merge conflict and you're running this skill, if your confidence level is not blank, do this, right? So that would be like in the skill description. Instead, I know what you'd have to do. So you'd have to have it be like an argument you're passing to the shell script that then like runs on the user's machine and does something, right? So the shell script would then like fire like the OS level like call to like open the application at a certain point, right? Deep linking wise. But your description here would say like blah 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 based on your confidence. You do the thing and then have like a thing that it like passes the confidence through to. I'm not sure if that's possible in this part of the skill, right? In the instructions. But if so, that could be cool. Right? Because then we could just like pass a thing to like get it to where it needs to go. And that could be really interesting. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Do you have to define your arguments ahead of time? Oh, argument hint. Oh, yep. Yeah, okay. So, no, this could be interesting. Hmm. Yeah, no, this is interesting. I like this idea actually. Yeah, I really like that idea. And then theoretically, that is something that could then go into write a cursor plugin too. Okay. We could even have a GitKraken desktop cursor plugin, right? I think that could be worthwhile. Yeah, it's more like Cursor has a different like use case though. Like in Cursor, they already have like GitLens support. So the GitLens thing would probably be what we would do as like the main plugin. But honestly, we could just release it as GitLens instead of GitKraken. Like, why not? There are people that use GitKraken that don't use GitLens. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, I really like that idea, actually. Yeah, I really like that idea. Hold on, I'm gonna type that for work. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave that for now. But yeah, I really like that idea. Hold on, what is the syntax for it? Yeah, let me just do this. What's up, Unplug? How you doing? Right. Okay. Sorry. You found something funny. 406 fail. What's that? That is pretty good there, Unplug. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, for everyone over on YouTube, it's 406.fail. That's a website. It's pretty good. Okay, so hold on. What were some other values that were there? Okay. Sorry. So yeah, I think I needed to do that. Okay. Sorry, let me get more music going. And sorry for the delay. I had this idea and I needed to get it out there for work because my boss did actually prompt me kind of towards it. And yeah, I think that's actually a good use case. Let me get more music going. And yeah, 5-4 dropped. That's why I was surprised we don't see like an emergency Theo stream or something. He'll be streaming tomorrow about it. He just streamed yesterday, you know. The yak won't shave itself. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do think that could actually be like a really useful tool. Like GitKraken could release tools that you like, install individually. I think the tricky part would be like, how do you do it individually? And maybe right, like, so maybe it is still just like a plugin and like it's all in the plugin folder, but we could have like a configurator in which you like pick the things that you want and then you can like download the plugin that way. I think that might be the only proper way to do like a user selected, like what things you actually care about kind of plugin. And I don't think there's an issue with that whatsoever. I think, yeah, that would be easy enough to build. I guess that's the tricky part. How do Windows users run skills? I guess, does Claude Code even run on Windows? I would assume so, yeah, okay. So then for a Claude Code plugin, like how are you writing scripts? You even have Bash now? That's only you have Bash through like Uh, the extra thing though, right? Or has Bash been fully ported? WSL, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, WSL. But I guess if you're running Claude code in WSL, it has access to like that, like it's spawning child processes anyway, right? So that makes sense. There's Git Bash. Ooh, Git Bash is an old friend of mine. Yeah, for sure. Bash for Windows? I don't think I'm familiar with Bash for Windows. Ooh, those are some good sneezes, man. Okay, so I guess now let's restart this, see what changes there are, just in case. The fuck is this? Oh, is this them like determining where people are? I'm so confused on what this is meaning. Oh, just on like the naming that it does. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, that's kind of fun. So the more you use it, the more you fill up your. Oh, they kind of like gamified it a bit. I think that's actually really smart. Dude, this is actually smart. No, hold on. I gotta share that with work too. That's fucking smart. How do we even get to that view? Right? Like if I click something, we're done. Ah, jeez. Man, the sneezes are getting me. Hope I'm not getting sick. Sorry, so I have to edit this for work too. Okay. Sorry, I just have to pass this on. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Sorry, this is also a really genius thing for work. Pi. Okay. Sorry. I apologize. Like, like I'm working, like technically I'm kind of always on, and when I have an idea for work, I definitely need to get it out there. That's the important part. And that's why I think I'm still able to like stream. Oh, event-based events. I said event-based events in what I was typing. All right, so let me go grab another soda, obviously. Okay, so let me go grab another soda, and I will be right back. Alrighty. All right, so yeah, dude, I really do like that, like 12 of whatever cities visited. Like, that's just kind of fun. Yeah, that's like a really cool use of gamification. It doesn't do anything special, but it's like, you know what? Hey, here you go. Okay, so man, dude, what is up? Yeah, our CPU usage is low and our memory and disk is consistent at least. What I think this really means is that, right, we see memory spike up to here and then take like a major fall. And that was like an hour ago. I don't think we did a deploy of that, did we? We might have. Hmm. So yeah, from what we're seeing, we are definitely not way ahead on these metrics. We at least got the deploy stuff fixed. What is it that we actually think we want to like prune from what we got here? All right, so this is where we really want to start fanning this out. How do we actually do like a split? Interesting. Okay, so we've got Opus churning on this shit. Do a performance audit of the code in the /rust folder. Right, so we're gonna have some pie in the sky bullshit. Um, we're gonna say continue. Yeah, something's weird about the branch we're on. We can fix that in a minute. I don't necessarily want to like stop it. Well, actually, here's a test. Do we think it starts? Continue on new branch. It does just pick right back up. Oh, that's cool. I wonder what would have happened if we did it separately. Yeah, I don't know. Krasner, you mentioned that you had major issues with Conductor doing like branch change stuff. When did you use it last? Because I would say I would expect this thing to be like super buggy, and is it something maybe they've fixed? Because I do think I have changed branches for some things in certain places, but I don't know for certain. All right, so here is. Oh my god, it did so much shit, dude. Oh, interesting. Damn. So we may have some dead code. All right, so then it's got a bunch of like low and medium stuff. Okay. Profile batch collector and post batch collector seem basically identical. All right. That could be a good fix. Let's get another album going first, though. Ooh, this artist has a new one. We're gonna check that one out. Oh, it's just a single track. I bet it's good though. All right, some more low hanging fruit. All right, so I want to spin up a branch for each task and a PR for each task as well. Make sure PRs are made to the origin, not the grays. All right, so now it's going to launch all of these individually. Does it spawn them here for what we're seeing, or is it just something it does under the hood? Interesting, dude. I bet we're going to burn so many fucking tokens with this. This might have been a mistake. All right, we should have been doing this with Codex. How can we burn all our Codex tokens too? So I wasn't aware that that Claude Code could do this kind of parallelization. Interesting. So if you leave planning mode on when you try and like fork out like this, you can run into issues. I wonder if that would have been better using Claude Code itself rather than like the orchestration layer on top. Okay. No, so what I think the issue is like, is it Claude Code doing the context or is it Conductor doing the context? And they get into like a contention with each other. So this is what you were talking about, and I get it. That makes sense. Right? Like Conductor would rather manage all of this itself instead. And in the past, when we prompted some of these, oh god. Main is a work tree. Oh god. Oh no, dude. All right. It does seem like it's a little better right now, but we no longer have access to the parent context, right? So yeah, this is where Like the other day when I had it like spawn something and then I click the fork button and then I click the button, that would have been a better flow for this, even if it was just me clicking like 10 different buttons. At least Conductor would have been aware of those things. And they would have been happening in like parallel fucking like threads, right? And that would have been useful. And then I'd still have the parent thread at main. So I think that's maybe it. Like, it's just counter to the way that you would expect to work with Claude Code, because Claude Code does the branching too. And the moment you let Claude Code do the branching, you're running into like the problem of it, right? Okay, so that makes sense. That's actually some really good feedback. That's a good critique. Okay. What other tools have you messed with? Like in the same, like, along the same line? Oh, yeah, we need like another full elm. That one's too short. There we go. Well, which ones have you tried that you've liked lately? And which ones have you tried that you absolutely despised? Right? Like Agentastic, I would assume you've probably tried. Like, how about Spacebot? Now that I have like a proper Claude account, I could give Spacebot another try because it sucked with OpenRouter, but you know. I do still think OpenRouter is the best damn thing out there. OpenRouter is one of those things that I think will massively stand the test of time. Spacebot's a bit too slop. Yeah, he vibe coded the fuck out of that thing. For sure. Yeah, exactly. I think juggling them in the CLI via Tmux or whatever, or even just tabs in a thing makes a lot of sense. So you don't care about multi-model stuff, you're... Yeah, dude, I just had this conversation earlier. Dude, it's getting to the point where people are like just fanboying over their models. Like, dude, Opus is a game changer, bro. Like, nah, man. Like, GPT 5.4 blows it out of the water. Like, I don't know, man. Like, let's put them up against each other next time at the exhibition hall, you know? Shit, like, I don't know. Like, that's never been a conversation. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they're starting to become sports teams. Like, in some kind of way, right? Well, I don't know. I'm on like a team like self-hostable. Me and Minimax go way back, bro. Like, no, I'm a fucking self-hoster. You guys and your fucking mainstream models. Right? Like there's all this shit going down. They're basically sports teams. People are basing their identities around these things a bit, right? Yeah, and I understand that, right? Just stick to one because who cares about like the, well, this is better, that's better, whatever, right? I get that, but it still has this kind of like team based mentality. Yeah, I just stick with Claude. Maybe they're having a down year, but I just, I'm not some fair weather model fan. Right, Krasner? You just don't want to seem like one of those people that just like hops around to like the winning model. I get it. There's a bit of like hipster vibe to that. I understand, man. That's like a sports hipster. The ones that refuse to change just because like they want to keep rooting for their team, right? No matter how terrible they are. No, no, and I get it. I'm just having fun, man. But it is a funny parallel, right? That is a really funny parallel. It really is becoming like sports teams a bit. Oh, you're enjoying Minimax? Yeah, sure, the metrics, whatever. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Kimmy's better. Have you seen Kimmy's ERA? Like, dude. I mean, come on. There's more than just like the raw benchmarks. Right, you're sitting here making your assumptions based off like the mainstream like metrics and all that. I'm using these other metrics. I'm playing Moneyball here, man. Right? We don't care about home runs. We just care about getting on base. You're out there playing for the Yankees. I'm sitting here small town ball. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm just bullshitting. But it's funny, the parallels, right? The parallels are fucking hilarious. Yeah, 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 all you guys that can afford fucking Opus for your entire dev team. Yeah, bravo, bravo. I get it. We're a small market dev team, okay? All we can use is Minimax. The Team Kimmy people. Yeah, we know it's actually kind of dog shit in fucking like benchmark terms. We don't care. Okay? It's like the Cubs. Like, dude, yeah. We like it because it sucks, alright? Okay? At least it's not Quen. Fuck. Like shit. And then it's just like, yeah, the Cubs fans talking about like some other fans. Dude, I think that's actually funny at this point. It really is sports teams now. How do we get like a sports Saturday like a tech Saturday Night Live going? Cause dude, I got some shit. I don't need to be one of the fucking people. I just need to be one of the writers. Come on, get me in, coach. I mean, obvious Prime is gonna be maybe one of the first stars of it, sure, right? He's always gonna be the one that like looks at the camera and like laughs and breaks the fourth wall, right? Bill Hader style, obviously. I guess Andy Samberg style too. And damn, there's like another person who's really fucking late show guy, Jimmy Fallon style, right? Damn, is that just like a thing? Like you got to have one person per generation who's the look at the camera and break the fourth wall guy? Is that it? Jimmy Fallon, it was like he'd look at the camera and laugh. Some of the other actors, they'd look at the camera because it was actually part of the bit. You always got to have the fourth wall breaker as like a cast member. Did we just uncover some secret formula of Saturday Night Live? that I don't think gets advertised. I don't know, man. That whiskey's good. Hey. I do gotta say, I have to use the restroom. I haven't heard back on if we're gaming tonight, but I do at least need to use the restroom. If we are gaming, we got like an hour left of stream. If not, well, dude, the sky's the limit. Okay, so all right, so back to it. Yeah, still haven't heard from the other crowd if we're actually gaming tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we did this thing. All background agents now complete. The work is finished. All 5 PRs are live on GitHub and ready for review. Are they now? Oh shit! Yeah, they are. I'd say we just let that chill. Next thing I want to do while those go is look at the monitor's front end. All right, cool. So yeah. So we put it back to plan mode. So yeah, interesting. Krasner, you say conductor is actually the thing you prefer. Like, what are the ones that you've tried recently that were close, or what were the ones that really, really sucked? And like, what is a bit of knowledge you're willing to pass on from that? Honestly, Krasner, like, dude, you could make a really cool review of this shit. Like, again, you kind of guard your personality here, and I totally understand that, Twitch wise and all. But if you haven't made like a personal blog post about your opinions and comparisons of these things, that'd be really cool and powerful. Like, I think that would actually be like really awesome. Like Hacker News, Reddit, like, dude, those places would eat that shit up. Kilo. Yeah, I have not tried Kilo myself. I have messed with Kiro, which is the Amazon thing, but I have not done Kilo. Starship over on YouTube chimes in. I've done way more than a kilo. Hell yeah, dude. Nailed it. That's a solid joke. That's a solid joke. It's like if Rue and Klein had a baby. Well, I know some of those words. I don't actually know the Rue and Klein ones. I've heard of them. I actually know what they are. I've never used them though. I was just making a play off the joke I normally make. New users may recognize or may not recognize that I have a quote that I normally say that is, I know those are words, I don't know what they mean together. But I actually don't know that Rue and Klein are actually words. Technically, I do, but yeah. So I was trying to like butcher that joke, and I totally butchered it, but not the right way. There's a lot of unusable meat on that joke. All right, so yeah, dude, I do find this crazy that our perf takes that goddamn long to run, but you know what? That's okay. So what else is going? Yeah, we got this. Sure. Oh, okay, so hold on. Uh Here's my thought. It Ooh. All right, so this is a fucking problem. It doesn't actually switch. Oh wait, yeah it does. Never mind. Never mind. Nope, it switches the branch just fine. I was looking at the folder. Nope, so it switches to the branch for us in the terminal there, so that's where we could run the server. Dude, honestly, I think at GitKraken we have a chance to give like Conductor a run for their money. Krasner, do you have any way that you'd want to be able to like contribute feedback around that? Like, what if GitKraken Desktop had like an agent mode or something? Right? What would be required for your ideal tool to do that? Hmm. And yeah, we got someone that uses this stuff. So that's fine. Like we have a person who was an ambassador and like there's other stuff and all that and like yeah, like I don't know. Anyway, Krasner, I get it if you're not around at the moment or if you turtled up because you don't want to actually like do anything further than the comments you've made. I get it. I appreciate it. We can chat again about it in the future. I am just thinking like, man, we need people who are like at the forefront of this like agentic stuff. And GitKraken's totally like willing to compensate for that kind of advisory. I'm not saying I have no idea what any terms like that would be or whatever. But yeah, like if we can just get like some kind of feedback, like man, that'd be something we could at least just like do on like a contract basis or something. I think that'd be worth it. But yeah, anyway, just thinking out loud. Anyway, let's keep doing other shit. We still got like a half hour, so Dude, I just saw a thing. Hold on. Lorde secretly ran an anonymous Instagram account called Onion Rings Worldwide, where she posted detailed reviews of and ratings of onion rings from different restaurants. The account was discovered by fans in 2017. Honestly, like, dude, that's something every human being should kind of be doing anyway. Like, just run some random fucking Instagram account or whatever and judge things for people. Like, dude, that's a massive bit of content. And the onion ring they're showing, I have concerns. There's definitely like cornmeal in there. I find the cornmeal actually interesting because it would add some grit instead of just like raw flour. Dude, I should start adding cornmeal to like most of my deep fried shit. That'd be good. Maybe not cornmeal, but like, I don't know. It's like the chunks, like, corny little chunks. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna make cornmeal part of like my general like deep fried recipe. I think that's a really good idea. We're already at like at least 50% corn flour, or sorry, not corn flour. At least 50% rice flour, 50% wheat flour, and then like cornmeal extra, which dilutes both, right? And then I add like paprika. I'll do a bit of cayenne. You don't want to overdo the cayenne in like the coating, right? You can always add spice another way with like a dip. Salt and pepper, obviously. I like to do garlic and onion powder. But yeah, I'm thinking like cornmeal. Honestly, cornmeal could be really fucking good. Especially for things that need some extra grit. I feel like catfish could use some extra grit most of the time. I feel like a lot of like fish and chips style fish could use the extra grit of cornmeal. I mean, I'm just gonna have to try it. I need to get the kitchen stream back going. Anyway, yeah, more bullshitting. So yeah, theoretically, this is up in a PR. Let's go look at the PRs. All right, so this one right here, run benchmarks. Damn, yeah, no, that one looks fucking good. Do it. Nailed it. Fuck yeah, dude. All right, so then next we see a bunch of others and they fail because of like the perf. Okay, so then It's almost like it adds extra, like... It's like extra friction to do the stuff I want to do when I get to like these branches and I want to like farm it out. Like conductor actually doesn't seem like the right move, and I might as well just go to like a new terminal or something. Like, this is the thing. Conductor needs to be able to reliably determine and show the separate like work trees that are available. Like, it just doesn't have any of that shit here in this sidebar. There's like zero work tree exploration. Like, I almost just want to like switch to a work tree. There's no way to do that. Right, Krasner? Unless I'm misunderstanding this. Like, there's, as far as I can tell, there's no way to actually like switch to a work tree. Man, I think I'm gonna go get some shit food from KFC. I'm gonna totally regret it. But yeah, I just didn't like thaw anything tonight. And I kind of forgot that I was gonna be gaming. Like, I totally forgot that we were gaming tonight. If it was just me, like, dude, I got shit I can cook. Like, dude, I got the shrimp, I got all that shit. But that's like an hour endeavor. I can't wait on that for the gaming crew. I just need to go pick up the food, grab it, and do a thing. But okay, so, like, this is still, like, the issue, right? Like, switching between branches and all this bullshit is just not good. Right? Like, I full on just need to be able to switch over to this in a better way. And honestly, hold on, wait. For what I would spend at KFC, I could easily just like pre-order the Indian food and go grab that. I would probably spend like 20, maybe even like $30 on the KFC. Just to get like 3 drumsticks, some mac and cheese, and some bullshit. Like fries, probably. That's easily like a $20 plus meal at this point. I could spend like a little extra. And then just like $5 extra more to get like Indian food with delicious butter naan and papadums. Why would I buy KFC at that point? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's not even a question. Yeah, no, I'll order Indian food in like 10 minutes or so. Maybe 20 minutes. We'll see. They make it so quick, it comes back so quick, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, Indian food. All right, so, dude, holy shit, 36%? Yeah, like, dude, the conductor problem is there's no easy way to switch these other work trees that got created. But they were also clawed work trees, so that's even worse. I think the work tree check shit is also a really big fucking problem. Dude, yeah, there's something about work trees and Git and how they're just a really bad experience right now. Because I don't think anyone pictured how much people would be juggling work trees with agentic shit. All right, so I'm definitely going to grab another soda at least. I don't know what the fuck these people are doing out there in the courtyard, but dude, if I ever, yeah, I mean, I will get another apartment. The number one rule of that apartment is no, I do not want to be on the, like, right on the fucking courtyard. Dude, these people are so loud. But maybe I'm that loud too. I don't know. I don't like hearing people's goofy laughs. If I wanted to do that, I'd go to a comedy club. Like, shit, man. I'd become a comedian. All right, let me grab another soda. BRB. Give me a sec. So curious who the loud people are. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. So I get it. Yeah, no, I'm just like, I'm right across from like the barbecue area at this apartment. It is so crazy to me that someone's holding a barbecue on March 5th. Cinco de Marcho? Cinco de Marcho. I know it's Marzo. It might even be Marzo. Like you do like the hard Z. I don't remember that part. It's not like I paid attention in Spanish class that much. Though I did take 3 years of it. All right, so a menace to society instead of menace to society? I will say mincemeat sounds better than menace meat. I would not eat menace meat. Someone's doing something that smells weird. I really hope it's not like some gas that is coming from that fucking... that barbecue. I'm sure it's fine. I don't know, I smelled something weird a second ago. Manlin, why would you do that? For distribution. The amount of human beings that could ever play your game is so massively distributed when you do it with web technology. The only other thing that has ever come close to the same distribution level was Flash. Right? Like, no, distribution is massively like it, dude. If you can make your game work in a web browser, especially like responsively, holy fuck, dude. You've got something that is so much more massively distributable than any other game that's ever been made, you know? Other than ones that have done the exact same thing you're doing. That's why Wordle got bought for $1 million. It's such a simple goddamn game, but you know what? It was a web app. Anyone could do it. You didn't need some fucking iPhone bullshit. You didn't need the Android app for it. You just do the Wordle. It's just on a website and you're done. So I'm saying, like, dude, the distribution mechanism of a web game is fucking insane. Just don't think you're going to make a lot of money from it unless it's something that could go viral and be used by normies. If you're making a web game for fucking nerds, well, yeah, no, you should just go where the nerds are. They got gaming devices. Just go where they are. But for normies, dude, normies are just on a web browser or a phone, and that's it. And a game for normies can go fucking huge. Huge. When you say HTML, CSS, and JavaScript replace Flash, I would say you are mostly correct, but still not quite. There is absolutely nothing in the web space that offers the same level of like vector, like graphics authorship that the Flash ecosystem gave us. There is nothing on the web that makes animating for Canvas that easy. Now, I understand, like, you can do Canvas, but Canvas, like, making assets for Canvas. Like, what tools are there that make Canvas easy to work with? None. Like, fucking none. There is absolutely nothing that has even close to the level of, like, asset authorship that Flash had for the Flash runtime. There are not any single create your assets in the thing that you're going to animate them with kind of tools for CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and Canvas. That's what I'm saying. It's more of like an ecosystem thing. It's more of a tooling problem. It is not just the output. You can do amazing things with Canvas, but the tooling is not caught up. That's the entire point that I'm making. You can do everything that you needed to do in Flash via all these other things, but the tooling is not caught up. And I find that really fucking interesting. I find that really fucking interesting. There's not a single tool out there for HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Canvas style game making that comes close to the Macromedia Flash experience. And that's actually like really like interesting. Like, why has vector drawing never caught up? It's easily something you could do in the browser. Like, fucking easily. I find that strange. Why hasn't it done it? I think actually it's just a platform problem. Process.js is that, but it isn't. It's not this like intuitive thing that you just like draw to and then can animate. Like, no normie is approaching like animation inside of Process.js or processing or whatever. Like, no. No. There is absolutely zero tooling for the artistically inclined person to get started with browser-based animation and gaming. Not anything that comes close to Macromedia Flash back in the day. And if you are really not understanding, like, Macromedia Flash was that intro to programming for almost like everyone from that generation. This internet thing was kind of new. You had stuff like Newgrounds. You had stuff like Strong Bad, you know, like all that bullshit. It was all Flash driven because the animation tools were so easy. Right? Like the stick fighter bullshit. Like, because the animation tools were so easy. You have all sorts of like artistically driven, animation driven people that want to make things like that today, but they're just, there's nothing for them to make it easy for them. They got to become full on programmers to do so. And they didn't have to back in the day. They could hack some shit together with a couple tutorials from Karupa and Flash, and boom, like beautiful animations with really fucking shit programming. There's no tool that lets them do that right now. I understand, Manlin. That's the whole point I'm making. There are people who do care about the frame-by-frame animation of those things and who are intimately aware of, like, the nuances of this, like, animation medium and all that bullshit. But what tool would they use? What is out there for them to do that same thing with Canvas? Fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. So yeah, I think that's my biggest point that I'm trying to make. There is some like space out there for tools like that that we need to just like make happen. We need to make a thing. That said, we are towards the end of stream. I do need to like let me order the Indian food now. And then by the time you know, I've like finished rating and saying hi to someone, the food's ready and just walk over for it and like we're there in gaming. Bombay Bistro. Why do they not have Papadoms for me to order? God damn it. Do I even have the cash for these things? I bet I got the ones for it. They want to get paid in $1 bills. I got $1 bills for them. Fuck it. They want to be treated like strippers. I can treat them like strippers. Fuck, I only got 4. I need $1 more. I think I got another $1 bill somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to have to get cash. But you know what? Yeah, so I'm going to order this. $27. It's actually fucking amazing. And then Papadoms for 5 more. Honestly, the KFC would have been like $10 cheaper, but like 10 times worse. All right, they're saying 6:30. Dude, this shit will be ready in like 5 minutes. So, honestly, like, we should go raid some. I think we're at a good point today. I actually thought we were going to go later. I forgot we had a gaming session tonight. So, realistically, tomorrow, we're going to do like a way longer session. Like, way longer. I might want to pick up some food tomorrow morning that I can just like bake and then we can like eat on stream and then like keep streaming late. Tomorrow I'm planning on doing like a way later stream. Let's do that. But let's go find someone to raid today. God, these people outside the door. I'm going to have to close this window. They're so loud. It's not their fault. Like, dude, I'm right on the patio. It's my fault. Like, dude, that's on me. Their laughs just like they pierce the fucking volume, you know? I almost want to start laughing when they laugh. Like, dude, could we go fully passive aggressive? I don't want to. No, dude. They're using that space. They deserve to. They pay for the apartment just like I do. And it's not after hours. It's not crazy. Man, yeah. Their laugh is fine. We're laughing at it. This is America. But anyway, so who do we go raid? Who's actually streaming? Do we go raid Slyborg? We haven't been able to raid Slyborg in a bit. Actually, I don't even remember seeing Slyborg streaming for a while. So let's go raid Slyborg. I like that plan. That sounds like a good plan. So yeah, Slyborg kills it. They're doing some, what I would guess is some, like, hack the box style, like, security bullshit, which is fucking cool, man. Like, I'm a fan. Like, they kill it. Yeah, they're great. So yeah, we're gonna go raid Slyborg. They do a lot of security stuff. They do some, like, Go code and other things from time to time. We're going to continue what we do here tomorrow. We're going to do it, you know. I got plenty of whiskey. I could always pick up more. So yeah, people on YouTube, thank y'all for hanging out. I will bid farewell to the YouTube first. I feel like we didn't go too far off the rails or do anything crazy, so I'm really okay with leaving this VOD up. I know I haven't been leaving up enough of the YouTube VODs. That's on me. I also blame the whiskey. When we go too late, we get a little crazy. That's on me. I should just trim the stream. So I might do that. I might, like, bring those VODs back. We'll see. We'll see. But later, YouTube. Have a good night.